Showdown at Mount Carmel. Sometimes you've just got to show people the truth. That's the situation old Elijah found himself in. The people of Israel had turned their backs on God and were worshiping false gods. And God figured to use Elijah to get their attention. Our story opens with King Ahab calling out Elijah.
Elijah, is that you old troublemaker?
Sure is enough, you sidewalker. You've been leading the people away from God, causing yourselves some trouble.
I am the king. How dare you talk to me like that?
Dale, that's a great idea you got there. I'm calling you out, Abe. I'm gonna go around your prophets of Baal and meet up on Mount Carmel for a showdown.
You think you can take on my 450 prophets all by yourself? You've been sitting too long in the sun, old man.
You know, you're right. The odds are uneven. Go get 400 of those other worshippers that worship that other god's name. What is his name?
You mean Ashuriha?
That's the one. But after our showdown, his name will be Mud. God will show you who's in charge of around here. Now get.
The day of the big showdown came. The children of Israel, a big crowd of them, had gathered. They all wanted to see the showdown because they knew the odds were 850 to 1. Yep, 850 false prophets on one side and Elijah on the other. Those false prophets were organized too. They all had black hats and wore black boots because they were the bad guys. But Elijah wasn't worried. He knew God was on his side.
You first, sidewalker. Set up your altar. Choose to sacrifice. But don't set fire to it. Then, you do what you gotta do to get your God himself to set it on fire. You do that, you win.
So the 850 prophets built an altar out of rock. Then they put wood on the stone. Then they cut up a bowl, put the bloody pieces of meat on the wood, and started to shout. They shouted,
Oh, Baal, answer us. Baal, set fire to our altar. Answer us.
From morning to about high noon, they shouted and hollered, and there was nothing doing. So, no fire. Elijah started teasing the false prophets.
I'm not sure he can hear you. You might want to speak up a bit. Maybe he's taking a test or something. Maybe he's out busy. Maybe he's on vacation. Maybe he's out go fetching some salamanders.
That really got under the false prophet's skin. They danced around the altar, shouting louder. Some of them even cut themselves with swords and spears to show how serious they were. Finally, Elijah had his fill.
Enough lollygagging. You're wasting your time. This has quite been a show, but it's my turn now.
The false prophets collapsed in a heap. They were sweaty and thirsty and tired. But Elijah took 12 stones, one for each of the 12 tribes of Israel, and he stacked them together to make an altar. He piled some wood on top of that, and then put his cut-up meat on the wood. Then Elijah dug a ditch around the altar and had some children of Israel pour water over the whole chute and match 3 times. There was so much water that the ditch was full. Then Elijah stepped back and made an announcement.
Most of you think I'm probably plumb crazy. Still gonna sacrifice, but I want to make sure you understand something. There's only one God, and that He controls these lands.
Elijah raised his head toward the sky and prayed.
Lord, please help these people know that there's only one God in the world. Lord, You are our God.
At once God set fire from the sky, and not only was the sacrifice burned up, but also he wet with the 12 stones, soil around the altar, and every last drop of water. God wasn't fooling around. He wanted to show everybody that he meant business. The children of Israel fell to the ground and whimpered.
Is Lord God. He is Lord. He's here, guards. And just to show you this isn't fake. Anyway, well, I'm glad that we got that settled. Take them prophets to Baal and priests, and don't let them get away. Take them down to the valley and hang them high. We don't kid around. Now hand me your sword. Where are your sword? Job well done.
The end.
Yeah.